Hello ladies and gents, I'm the Beanie 101 and I'm here with another NHL 18 Hockey Ultimate Team video. Today I've got a bit of a tips video for you. We're going to be going through the very best centres in HUT. These are the rare gold players that are going to do the very best for you in the Faceoff dot, the top 10 centres. So if you are getting dominated in the face-off circle, some of these players are players that you should be looking out for, especially now that the ratings have all changed this year and everyone's been decreased in ratings somewhat. Keep an eye out for these players. Some of them are very, very affordable. Let's get going. As always, if you enjoy my video, please don't forget to give that video a like and consider subscribing if you want to check out any more NHL content on my channel. The first type of players we're going to be going through are more honourable mentions. They don't quite make the top 10, but they are players that you want to be keeping an eye out for nonetheless. First up is Matt Duchene. Matt Duchene, he's got not the greatest shot, but he's got super speed. He's got enough athleticism to get himself into the play in almost all circumstances, offensively and defensively, and his face-off rating is 83. So he's a very, very cheap, affordable player you can get early on in your HUT experience. His speed is going to do well for you more often than not, and yeah, he'll find his way drifting down your lineup as time goes by, but he could be a serviceable third or fourth line centre in your first few months of HUT. Next up is Brandon Dubinsky. He also has an 83 face-off rating, not quite as fast as Duchene. He does have a bit more defensive awareness, he's more physical, so he's definitely someone that fits the archetype of a bottom six forward. He's someone that's also very, very cheap. He's only 83 overall, so you can pick him up for just a few hundred coins. Very, very serviceable. Just bear in mind that his discipline's only 68, so you may be taking a few penalties with him. Next is KOIVU, another player with an 83 face-off rating, slightly more dynamic offensively than Dubinsky. Doesn't have a huge amount of speed, doesn't have the greatest of shots, but he's kind of serviceable in all areas. He doesn't really have any glaring weakness other than he's probably going to be more of a playmaker than a goal scorer for you. He's got good, strong defensive awareness and he's got better discipline than Dubinsky. So again, someone that could probably fill out your bottom six without any trouble at all. Jonathan Toews is next up. He's got an 83 face-off rating as well. Far, far, far better player than anyone that we've seen so far, but he will cost you. He's going to be one of the more expensive players on this list. He's got a decent shot. It's not fantastic. He lacks in the power, but he's got decent skating. He's got good hands. And he's got good poise as well, so he's going to come up clutch for you. Very, very, very good defensively. You can sit this guy in your bottom six and even in your top six early on in your HUT experience, and he's going to do the business for you. The last of our honourable mentions is NICKLAS BACKSTROM, the most dynamic offensive player on this list. Again, doesn't have the greatest of shots, but he has absolutely elite playmaking skills. 94 passing, puck control, he's got great speed, he's got great offensive awareness, and he's no slouch defensively as well. One slight on him is that he's not particularly physical and he's not as strong on his skates as some of the other players on this list, so he's also going to be one of the more expensive players as well. You can definitely have this guy in your top two lines for quite some time. Now moving on to our top 10, interestingly enough we have a non-rare player as our 10th best face-off guy, and that's Luke Glendening from the Detroit Red Wings. Nothing to write home about, he's 80 overall, so really it's someone to just stick in your lineup when you very first start the game. You can pick him up for 100, 150 coins, if that. Yes, his skating's okay, but otherwise he's not really going to do too much for you. It might be useful sticking in if you're doing solo challenges and you want just a cheap team to do solo challenges. Glendening is our number 10 face-off guy. Coming in at number 9 is another non-rare player. It's Antoine Vermette. This guy's been decent in the face-off dot for many, many years, and he's been rated slightly higher in years gone by. He's got great wheels, he's got good speed and acceleration, so he's going to be able to keep up with your play. He's not going to contribute a huge amount offensively, but he's no slouch either. He's got an okay shot, but only okay at best. Defensively, his defensive awareness isn't fantastic, but he's got fairly good stick checking, and he's not bad with the physicality as well. So you know what? Early on, he can fit out a bottom 6 role for very, very cheap, and his face-off rating is 84, so he's really going to help you out in that face-off dot. Number 8 is another interesting player by virtue of the fact that he's not actually a centre, he is a winger. That's Joe Pavelski. He's 87 overall, so he's going to be very, very good for you. Similar to Jonathan Toews, he doesn't have the greatest wrist or slap shot power, but he's fairly accurate. He's got a very, very accurate shot. He's got great wheels. He's got decent enough balance, maybe not hugely physical, but he also has top-level hands. Great offensive and defensive awareness. This guy is going to be no slouch either end of the ice, and he's got an 84 face-off rating, 88 stick checking. So yeah, he's going to do the business for you in many circumstances. If you have someone like Toews and Pavelski as your top power penalty killing units, they're going to be doing pretty well for you. Next up on our list, coming in at number 7 is Martin HANZAL, a player that's going to be able to fit into your team very, very cheaply, and he's got an 85 face-off rating. He's decent defensively as well. He's definitely someone else that is going to fill out a bottom 6 role. He's not necessarily going to contribute huge offensive numbers for you. But the other benefit of Martin HANZAL is he's absolutely huge. So he's going to be difficult to knock off the puck. Not impossible, but he's big and strong. He's got some decent checking, and he's going to win lots of face-offs for you. So if you want some physicality in your own zone or on the forecheck, then HANZAL could be a decent player for you. Coming in at number 6 should be no surprise to anybody. He is pretty much the best base card in the game, unless you want someone who's slightly more dynamic offensively in Connor McDavid. Sidney Crosby is the more well-rounded player. What's to say about Crosby? He's going to cost you a pretty penny. This is a guy that is aspirational for some hut players in terms of being able to afford. He's going to cost you a couple of 100,000 coins, maybe slightly less these days. Yeah, great hands, great offensively. You know what you're getting with Crosby. He's going to do everything for you. He's got an 85 face-off rating, so interestingly, he is not the best face-off guy by any stretch of the imagination, but he's going to be able to do the business for you. Maybe lacks a bit in durability. He could get injured slightly easily, but he's very, very strong on the puck as well. Yeah, Sidney Crosby, you know who he is. You know what he can do for you, but he's going to be very, very expensive. Moving in to the guys that now have 86 plus for face-offs, Jordan Staal is 84 overall. He's very much a defensive player. He's got very, very good defensive attributes. He's got decent poise as well, so he's going to come up clutch in those high-intensity situations. Decent enough defensive awareness, decent enough stick checking and physicality, and offensively, yeah, he's got an okay wrist shot, but only okay at best. And his speed he's maybe a little bit on the slow side. He is a big guy, so he's going to be difficult to knock off the puck. But yeah, want to flesh out your bottom 6 forwards once you've moved on from players like Glendening and Vermette. Coming in at number 4 on the list is Ryan O'Reilly. Has similar speed to Jordan Staal, is similar defensively to Jordan Staal, but otherwise he's pretty much an upgrade in every way. He also has 86 on face-offs. He's maybe slightly less physical and slightly easier to knock off the puck. He's not quite as steady on his feet, but other than that, he has far better hands. He's got much better passing. He's got a much better shot. So Ryan O'Reilly really is an upgrade on Jordan Staal in every single way. And he has a lovely beard. Now we're looking at our very, very top 3 face-off guys. Claude Giroux comes in at number 3. This guy has supreme playmaking ability, and these days can probably be found on your team for a cost of around 9 or 10,000 coins. If you're watching this later on in the year, then no doubt he will be considerably cheaper. But Giroux has an 87 face-off rating. He's no slouch defensively. He's lacks a little bit in physicality, but 81 checking is not too bad. 83 balance means that he's a little bit weaker on the puck than others, so he is going to get knocked down a fair amount, but 93 passing and puck control, great hand-eye and deking, and an alright shot as well. He's going to do the business for you. Lacks a bit with shot power, but his accuracy is very, very good, so he's going to be able to snipe some goals for you without any problem at all. The top two face-off guys shouldn't really come as any surprise to most people. Ryan Getzlaf has been a mainstay in the face-off dot for many, many years, back when he had hair, but now he's coming slightly towards the end of his career. He's still a big old body, and he's going to get the job done for you. He's got serviceable speed. 84 speed and acceleration is all right. He's got great balance. He's going to be very, very difficult to knock off the puck. He's got a good shot. His wrist shot maybe isn't hugely accurate, but he's got decent power, so he's going to be able to blast some shots by the goaltender. And he's got some good hands as well. Great passing and puck control, good deking, good hand-eye. You can plug him in front of net and he's going to get deflections for days. He's got good poise, he's got good offensive awareness and defensive awareness. Hell, he's an 87 overall. He's going to be good in many facets of the game. Most importantly, he has 88 for his face-off attribute, so he's going to be very, very good in the face-off dot. You can use him in your top 6 forwards very, very early on in your HUT experience. He's about 15,000 coins, so he's not out of reach of many people. A lot of people are going to be able to get Getzlaf on their team very easily, and then he'll make his way down your lineup as the year progresses and you get better cards. But he should be someone that can stay on your bottom 6 for a very, very long time. He's going to be in your team for quite some time indeed. Number 1 face-off guy, probably the best defensive forward in the game. It's Patrice Bergeron. He is no slouch in any facet of the game. He's like I'm going to say a budget Crosby, but he's actually much better defensively than Crosby. He's got better defensive awareness. He's got better stick checking. He's got better face-off. So if you're camped out in your own zone and you need to get out, then Bergeron is who you want to be taking the face-off. He's fairly physical as well. He's much more durable than Crosby. Maybe not as strong on his skates, but 87 balance is not bad either, especially for a player who's not necessarily big and tall. Bergeron is going to be able to do the business for a lot of teams, and you can probably keep this player on your team for a very, very long time. There you go. Those are our top 10 centres, as well as some honourable mentions. What do you think about the players that I've showed today? Is there anyone that you have used outside of these players that has been really good in the face-off dots? Are there any other comments that you want to make? If so, leave a comment below. Otherwise, thank you ever so much for watching. Don't forget to like and share this video if you found it useful. Consider looking at my channel and checking out some of my other content. I've got some Ultimate Team, I've got some franchise mode on there. And thanks for watching. I'll catch you again in the next video.